Bo, let's talk about the Nationals offense now. This is a unit that for most of the postseason has been doing a fantastic job, especially in the first two games of this World Series. Over the last three games, the bats have gone quiet in a major way. We've got some numbers for you that show the breakdown early on in the World Series compared to the three games at Nationals Park. 3 games at Nats Park, 3 runs total scored by this team that over the first two was averaging 8.5 per game. They were hitting over 300 as a team. They hit 2.5 homers per game down in Houston. Just one left the ballpark over the 3 games at Nats Park, and that average with runners in scoring position absolutely enormous early on, and now it's gone away. Bo, we talk all the time about the importance of scoring first and how important the first inning is in ball games. That will be especially important tonight against Justin Verlander. This is a guy that has been brutal in the first inning thus far in the postseason. The Nationals have only scored first in 1 of these 5 games. If they can get on the board first, do some early damage against Verlander, that could go a long way for them tonight.
Yes, we've talked a lot about the pitching matchup, but I'll tell you what, this game can be decided by the Nationals' bats. And when you look at the games in which we've won, the offense has showed up, especially early in the game. And let's go here. You get Trey Turner. He's able to draw a leadoff walk, and then Adam Eaton steps into the batter's box. He's able to shoot this ball the other way. I felt like they've done a good job early in the game of being aggressive. It's now first and second. Anthony Rendon comes up. He's able to drive this ball off of the left field wall, and quickly the Nats are up 2-0.
Yeah, it sets a tone, Bo. I mean, it happens that game against Verlander with Turner and Eaton on base early, and Verlander's playing catch-up out of the gate. He's working out the stretch out of the gate, and here are his numbers over the course of this postseason. He's gotten absolutely walloped in the first inning. 9 earned runs in just 5 innings in that first inning. Bo, the Nationals played 27 innings at Nats Park in games 3 through 5. They led for 0 of them. They trailed for 25 of them. So they were playing catch-up pretty much the entire 3 games. They need to not just lead. It would be great if they have a lead. They need to be even in this game if they can't get an advantage. They need to stop having to chase the Astros over the course of an entire ballgame.
Well, it's not because we didn't have chances. When you look at those 3 games that we had at home, we had a bunch of runners in scoring position. We were just not able to capitalize when we got those runners in scoring position. And when you look at the 2 games that we had in Houston, I felt like we took advantage of those situations, and we took advantage of those situations by putting the ball in play. So when you think about a second key to tonight's ball game, for me, it's all about putting the ball in play and keeping the pressure on the Houston Astros, which we were able to do that. You look here, it's a man at third base in less than 2 outs. Anthony Rendon did a great job of getting a fly ball to center field. It ended up not scoring them, but you made them defend the baseball. Howie Kendrick then comes up, he hits a ball, and Bregman is not able to field that ball. Again, you talking about putting pressure on the opposing team. And then Cabrera comes up, he drives this ball back up the middle for a 2 RBI single. Again, when you talk about contact plays because it extends innings and it makes the defense have to do what? Have to defend the baseball. You get the infield single here by Zimmerman. Bregman throws the ball away, and another run is able to score. It's amazing what can happen when you force the other team to play defense and defend the baseball.
The Nationals put the ball in play consistently with runners in scoring position in games 1 and 2. Here are their numbers with RISP. In games 1 and 2, they hit .333 as a team, 10 runs driven in. Over the course of the last 3 games, just 1 hit in just as many at-bats with runners in scoring position. Did not have a single extra base hit, only drove in 1 run in those situations, and more strikeouts in those 21 at-bats than in the first 2 ball games. Bo, our next key for this Nationals offense, it's the guys at the top of the lineup, Trey Turner and Adam Eaton. Trey Turner has done a nice job recently hitting the ball hard. He just hasn't gotten much luck. But bottom line, those 2 guys need to be on base and setting the table if the Nationals are going to have much success tonight.
Yes, as much as the Houston Astros' success is hitting home runs, the Washington Nationals' success will start with Trey Turner and Adam Eaton getting on base. When you look at these 2 guys at the top of the lineup, again, we know about Rendon and Soto in the middle of that lineup. When pitchers have to face Rendon and Soto with these 2 guys on base, it causes havoc, and the Nationals get a huge advantage. You also talk about Trey Turner Turner and his ability to steal bases. He can change the game because now, from a pitching standpoint, it changes the way you want to pitch to every batter that comes behind him. To me, these two guys are the key to the Nationals offense going.
Collectively, 0 for 16 over the last 2 games were those two. And check out these numbers. Combined splits this postseason. In Nationals wins, they've scored 15 runs this postseason. In the Nationals losses, just 1. All of the offensive numbers better in wins than losses, and dramatically so. These two guys need to be on base. And Bo, you mentioned it, the threat of speed. If Trey Turner is on base, especially to lead off a ball game, immediately Justin Verlander is out of the stretch. He's worried about keeping him close because he doesn't want him stealing bases. And Adam Eaton and the guys behind him are probably getting more fastballs because Verlander wants to be quick to the plate.
Yes, not only are you getting more fastballs, you're not getting Verlander's best fastball. When you think about Verlander out of the windup, he gets to ride his backside. He gets to get that extra giddy up on his fastball. When he gets into the stretch, he now has to slide step because of the speed threat and because of the threat of the stolen base. So he sacrificed a little bit with his fastball, trying to get the ball to the plate as quickly as possible. You also look at the situation where the Astros, especially with men in scoring position, they're throwing more breaking balls. They're bouncing more breaking balls. They're throwing them out of the strike zone. When you have speed on the base path, it limits the pitcher's ability to want to do that because now that could equal pass balls. It could equal guys advancing on balls in the dirt, which now makes those pitches more red line pitches. It's a huge advantage for the Nationals to get that speed on base to change the dynamic of this game.